Hello and welcome to part 2 on the doorway series. So now we're looking at different types of doors. When I was doing the research to do this word, I grouped each set of doors in their circumstance. The last set was just expressing a certain amount of doors, portals, entryways, going from higher to lower, so on and so forth. Now, we're going to talk about the breakdown of the cycles of doors that we've been dealing with. A lot of us have been in a season where it seemingly was that we were delayed, right? In that delay, we were seeing cycles repeat each other. You know what that looks like? A revolving door. Meaning, when you go through a revolving door, you can go all the way around and keep going around and keep going around in what? Circles. Now, some of us have experienced storms in the midst of trying to exit one season to the next. What kind of door is that? A storm door. Some of our spouses had to go through storms to get through to us. Funny enough, last night and the day before that, it was so foggy, so rainy, you couldn't see nor get outside of in order to be able to get to where you were going because you couldn't see nothing. It's just like that picture in the video I gave y'all way back on the fog and the mist, where I showed you my porch was like, you couldn't see nothing. That's what it was like. So it was a storm that prevailed to create the ability not to be able to see. Now, if you recall in the first or second part of The Witch Hunter, I talked about the fact that the guy was on a plane in the middle of a storm where there was hail, lightning, and it was some other storm element that was going on around the plane as he was heading to his destination. Some of your spouses got caught up in what? Storms. Matter of fact, actually, he got caught in 2 different storms. A storm in the beginning of the film and a storm at the end of the film. Catch it? Next, because the enemy could not stop you from walking into the manifestation of the blessings that the Lord had for you, he tried to stop you. How? With a trap door. And this brings back what I was talking about in the word of the year, where I was talking about the enemy was going to potentially try to set up traps for you to be able to prevent you from being able to walk into the manifestation on a technicality, because he set up a form of bewitchment in order to get you caught up in your own mind, battlefield of the mind, in order to set you into a situation and circumstances. One of the ministers I follow, she always puts it like this, that during certain seasons that the enemy will try to wear you out, that you will forfeit your blessing because you just didn't have the capacity to hold on to it in that season because of what was happening to you, because of the bewitchment that was happening to you. That was set up as a what? Trap door. In order to get you caught in a trap. Now, you remember the story I told y'all in the word about how the enemy tries to set me up in a trap. And how the enemy will try to continue to set you up in traps throughout your journey when he thinks that you're not paying attention. Because how does the enemy operate? He usually waits till you're not paying attention and have gotten too comfortable to try to set you in a trap. You must always, no matter whether you're in a good season or a bad season, remain vigilant and sober-minded because the enemy's still moving around. Okay? And because the enemy desperately desires to delay you, he tries to set a double door, double the trouble in front of you in order to continue to breach the entrance to your manifestation, which is a breech birth. I did a video on the breech birth. Okay. But the Lord allowed all this to happen so you wouldn't be able to say, oh, I did this in my own strength. You didn't do this in your own strength. This was not your own strength. Now, is there something else in here that can go underneath of this before I step away from this section? Sudden calamity is a sign that your manifestation is nearby. This is why that the enemy would try to set these particular traps. But that's why the Lord puts you in moments of holding patterns, revolving doors, in order to give you instruction so that you may be able to listen to 44 and prepare, so that you won't be unprepared 532. Okay? So I'm going to come back for part 3.